Jet, are you going to be my girl on XFM 104.9? I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant. Over there, little roundy bald head of Karl Pilkington. Good news and bad news. Good news is, boys are back in town, we're here for 2 hours.
Hello.
Bad news is, we have no monkey news, gay fella news, or little Chinese fella news.
Really?
We're going to try and, you know, leave that for a week, and then maybe come back to it.
Yeah. Why do I get the feeling that within 20 minutes we'll be talking about little, little gay Chinese monkeys?
Karl, think of that.
We have got monkey news.
Have we?
Oh, yeah.
So we've already broken that promise.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to try and sort of talk about something else. I've just done Jonathan Ross show, and they don't talk about the same things every week. It's weird. It is weird. But, or as Karl says, weird innit?
Yeah.
So, gave this show about 5 plugs.
Nice one.
Yeah. So, I think we'll get upward of 800 people listening.
Oh, double.
For the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then turning back.
They're already switching over.
I'd have thought so, yeah.
I spoke to my friend yesterday. He's a little bit of an old fella, and he said that for his own amusement, he had an iPod in his car, and he bought a little sort of transmitter, and he could transmit the music from his iPod to sort of just beam it, kind of as he was driving along, to sort of passing cars.
What do you mean?
It's
Make
weird.
their radio play it?
Well, but if they had it in the right frequency, yeah. I mean, pointless, completely pointless, but not dissimilar to this show, I imagine, in terms of the number of listeners.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, what's the chances of people having this frequency
Absolutely
on?
pointless.
So it's probably about the same, yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of? When I was young, I wanted to get into radio. I was excited in radio. When I was sort of in my, I don't know, I was 11 or 12. My friend and I, we got a little mixing deck, and we used to host our own radio show.
Brilliant.
From his bedroom. We didn't have a transmitter, so we'd put some speakers in his front garden, in some bushes, and sort of broadcast it to people who were walking
Again,
by.
probably over the week more listeners than this show.
Almost certainly.
Yeah,
I love the idea. It never happened, but I always was hoping that maybe some girls would just come by and just like sit and listen. These guys are great. I don't know where these sounds are coming from. It seems to be that bush, but
Or Noel Edmonds coming along going, who are these guys?
yeah.
Can you get them on my breakfast show?
Can they stand in for me when I go on holiday?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did sort of pirate radio.
No, go on.
Got into hospital.
Yeah, the normal radio, but you had an eye patch on. Go on.
Dad was in hospital, right? And, he was having some operation done, right? And, went to see him. And didn't have that much to say to him, right? So I was sat there. Well, it's awkward though, isn't it, when someone's ill?
Yeah.
Sure. And you don't know.
Boring, isn't it? Boring.
So I was flicking around on that little radio thing they have.
Yeah.
And he had a radio station in the hospital, so I said, oh, I'm gonna go and join this. So I wandered off to go and find it.
Yeah.
Sort of joined that. Did a little show on there. Thought I can sort of get out to the masses here. My mate made a little transmitter. Did a little pirate radio show from the, got kicked out because they found out, and apparently I put the station at risk because all the stuff could have been taken off us.
But from Little Acorn, 16 years later, he's on a show with less listeners.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Can you imagine if you've gone into hospital, you're already pretty depressed, there's the fear of these super bugs in the hospital.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got some quite serious illness, you know,
Yeah.
you don't know if you're gonna make it. His voice is what you hear to cheer you up.
Alright, weird, isn't it? I saw a programme about a parasite the other night. Yeah. Apparently, they get in through your eye and eat their way up through your genitals. Anyway,
You
here's
think you've got it
Radiohead.
bad.
Yeah, exactly. Play a record, Karl.
Bit of Stone Roses in.
Oh, Fool's Gold. Classic. Stone Roses, Fool's Gold. XFM, 104.9. Brilliant.
Can't help but notice you've brought some sandwiches in, Rick. What's in there?
Cheese and onion.
Cheese and onion?
Yeah.
Because I've never ever seen you make sandwiches before. I've seen you take a piece of bread out of a loaf and sort of fold it in half, crumbs everywhere.
Well, Jane made that for me because I was in a bit of a hurry.
I didn't think for a minute that you
Why?
made
Because it looks neat.
Well, they're wrapped in the tin foil. A knife has been used.
As opposed to chewing round
Yeah,
the baguette.
exactly,
Yeah, breaking it in half.
Yeah.
A la Albert Steptoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Nice.
It's great, but the onions are strong.
Are they?
Making my eyes water.
Yeah.
If I come and breathe on you,
Yeah.
it'll cure any sort of skin disease you might have. Skin disease. We watched that, Karl, you know, that Karl was raving about that thing about parasites, about worms coming out your brain and that. And I watched
What is this? Is it a TV show?
Yeah, called Body Snatchers.
Right.
And it was pretty fascinating. And, I mean, amazingly shot as well. I mean, it's got to win an award for photography.
Yeah.
And there was, one bit that, this little girl had been bitten by a mosquito and laid her eggs, and it went to the doctor. She had a lump on her neck, like a boil. And, they pulled it out, and it was like a bullet, this maggot.
Oh.
And they put it down, and it was wriggling in her blood, right? But the hole left was sort of aesthetically pleasing. You know, like that feeling you get, like, I once had ingrowing hair, and I quite liked it when I pulled it out. And it's a perfect little hole. And I thought, I wouldn't mind having those as long as they sort of, like, healed over.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, it's weird, isn't it?
But why would you want a hole in your body?
No, it's got pulling something out, sort of like pulling something out of your body. It's
I
sort of
don't know what you're
cleansing,
talking
isn't it? No, but it's sort of like, I don't know what
This is it, you watch one programme recommended to you by Carl, you've turned into Carl. You want a hole in your body?
No, it was like, you know, like squeezing a really good sort of like, spot. I mean, I haven't squeezed spots for ages. In fact, I've never had spots, but maybe that's it. I didn't have spots.
Right.
And I always thought that would be nice, squeezing a spot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
Why would
don't
these
know.
things
I
be
don't know what I'm
pleasurable?
talking
Why would an ingrowing hair? That's
Yeah, it
great
was good.
fun.
That was good, because I got it, it was like a little lump, and I pulled it, and then it pulled out, and it was like, left a little
I know
hole.
what you mean. Because I get thick hairs
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
Like, really...
Oh, when they come out, it's like a bit of wax.
Yeah.
Like pulling out a little candle.
And
I
that's-
love that.
What?
Yeah.
Because I've got not much hair on my head,
No.
right? It sort of grows thicker on my face.
No, not true.
Sure, but go on.
Yeah.
No, it does.
Not true, baby. Go on. No evidence for that. Just made it up.
So it
Yeah.
grows sort of thicker on my
No.
neck and that, and now and again I'll see like something that's like a twig, right? It's
Yeah.
really thick.
Yeah, you feel it, and then you think, oh, I'm gonna have that, and then you work at it, and then when you get hold of it, it's brilliant. It's like pulling out, it's fantastic. It's waxy and build up, and it pulls it out, and it stretches your skin, and it leaves a hole.
I've just realised why we talk about Chinese people, monkeys and gays every week.
Why?
Because this is the sort of replacement. This is what we've got if we're not talking about them.
But it was great as well. And there's this parasite, right, that lives in a fish, right? And what it does, it changes the fish's behaviour. Because to breed it has to get its body temperature up, so it has to get into a bird. Right?
What needs to get into the bird? The
The
fish?
parasite to
The
complete
parasite
its
needs to
life
get into a
cycle,
bird,
yeah.
right.
So it changes the behaviour of the stickleback, and it makes the stickleback sort of suicidal. So the stickleback doesn't flee when it sees a heron; it gets caught.
Right.
Because this stickleback has changed its behaviour. Carl didn't quite understand this,
I
did
still
you?
don't really get it. I watched it and you see like the fat fish and that, and you go, oh, it's not well. But I don't understand.
Well, all it does is it has to get into a bird because it has to breed. To lay its eggs, it has to have a raise of body temperature, so it has to, a fish is cold-blooded, so it has to get into a bird which is warm-blooded. There's lots of things, there's certain things at
Yeah,
that
but
level.
why is it doing that?
Because it needs the temperature, it needs the heat energy for its reaction. Just like, for example, that's why your balls are on the outside. Because the cells have to be a certain temperature to survive. I don't know if it's the sperm or Sotoli cells, but they have to be a couple of degrees below body temperature. Otherwise, they'd be in a nice cage and we wouldn't get kicked in the nads.
What do you mean?
That's why your testicles are on the outside of your body. They have to be a couple of degrees below body temperature.
Yeah, but it's not. That isn't why they're there. You see, this is like the chat we had last week about the giraffe having a long neck.
What do you mean?
They're there because that's where they happen to be. They didn't go right.
Well, that's what evolution is. It's a selection process. It's not a will. The balls didn't say, look, I'm too hot, let's get us outside, let's get outside of here!
Alright, hang on a minute then.
What?
So a little man monkey, right? Theirs are in the same place as ours.
Yeah.
But they're walking around naked, so it could be anywhere. They could be like on the back. It doesn't
No,
matter where they are.
They call it, well, they could be on the back, yeah.
So why aren't they?
This is a completely different... Steve!
You started it! I wash my hands of the whole affair.
And we're not only back to balls, but we're back to monkey balls.
Yes.
In one thing from about parasites, we're back to monkey ball news.
Yeah.
How do we get back to chimp testicle news?
Alright then, so this worm's in a fish.
Yeah. It's like a little platyhelminth. I think it's some sort of...
But what I mean is, why are they about?
What do you mean? They
Why?
evolved.
But why haven't they died out?
Because they're very successful.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? What do you mean, yeah? Tell me the brain event that made you say yeah in that 1 second gap.
Because in a way I don't get it, and if I think about it too much, it hurts a bit.
They've just been around for years, Carl.
Yeah.
Like Cliff Richard or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, they're just...
Forget About Tomorrow by Feeder. on XFM 104.9. Carl is in some pain now, isn't he?
What angers me is the fact that the listeners, at least they get a record. They get 3 minutes where they can just relax. They don't have to listen to this drivel. I've got to sit here for another 3 minutes while you try and explain to this idiot why they have a parasites and why we have fish and why, you know. It's just interminable.
Oh, Carl's question is, what's the point of a parasite? I was saying, well, they evolved alongside everything else, and it's part of the ecosystem. He's going, but why is a parasite in a fish, in a heron, back in a fish? And I said, what's the point in anything, right, apart from the balance of the ecosystem that survives at any time? And then Steve went, Carl, you should have done this when you were in sixth form.
Yeah.
Questioning the point of life.
Yeah,
and
you should have
existence.
had these existential questions, you know, when you were younger.
Did you ever used to lay awake at night thinking, where did the universe end?
No.
I did that when I was about 6 or 7 for about a year. When someone said it was...
He was lying awake at night thinking, where does Manchester end? I assume it goes on forever.
Embrace and Gravity on XFM 104.9.
We've had a couple of texts. People obviously can text in 83XFM. That's the text number for the big quiz that's coming up shortly. Rockbusters, still your opportunity to win some of those cracking prizes. Enter your name in the draw if you can unravel the, I don't know what you call them, conundrums that Carl set.
Sort of.
We've had a couple of texts. Obviously we're leaving early today. This is a shortened show and our last show of this run. But we've got to leave early. We've got to go down and try and make poverty history. But Rob's texted and he says, only an hour and a half today. Well, poverty does have some benefits then.
He's a fan.
He understands the show.
Who was that little fella that used to write in who hated the show?
Right, I forget his name, mate, and I haven't heard from him for a while, actually. I don't know what happened.
No.
Maybe he realised that if he hated the show so much, the obvious thing to do was to switch off. Maybe that finally dawned
That's
on him.
annoying.
What's his name? Someone will remind us of his
I
name.
like people who hate us to carry on listening.
Yeah.
It just gives it an edge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the fact that, you know, that you're annoying someone. I mean, I love annoying people.
I know you do, I know.
So
You're like a kind of walking Chinese water torch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Have we got Ladder 49 today?
Rick, there's a number of cracking DVDs, as ever, on Rockbusters. We've got The Life Aquatic with Bill Murray. We've got Howard and Kumar Get the Munchies, hilarious stoner comedy, and Batman the Animated Series. And Ladder 49, there it is. Joaquin
phew,
Phoenix,
yes.
John Travolta. If you've never seen Ladder 49, then you can give us a quick text review on 83XFM. I'd be interested to know if it's
Why
actually
we've
worth
given
watching.
away one a week for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we better do them then. Let's do Rockbusters for the last time. You can win those amazing prizes.
Alright. As always, just a little cryptic clue. Some initials of a band or an artist. Work it out, email in or text in. That's it, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the first one. Richard's kid
Yeah.
cuts hair for a living. Right? Richard's kid cuts hair for a living. Right? Initials ED. Right? DD. Richard's kid cuts hair for a living. Second one. I have a problem saying the French word for well. Right? I think that's the right word anyway.
Well.
I have a problem saying the French word for well. So what's that? That initial there is K. Right, band or artist. And then the third one. You take 8 kebabs, 2 kebabs, 57 kebabs, times it by 27 kebabs. Right? The fella is struggling to work it out. What's that? What's going on there? Right?
It's a good question.
DS. DS is the answer there. 8 kebabs, 2 kebabs.
I've got it.
57 kebabs times it by 27 or what have you. Fella's struggling working it out. What is
I've
it?
got that one.
DS. So just email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk or on the text 83936. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can win Ladder 49 and those other DVDs. Plus, you go into the draw, which we'll do before we leave, and you can win the signed by Matt Groening, personally drawn Homer Simpson. We've got the Spinal Tap poster signed by Christopher Guest, and also the original artwork of us as Flanimals.
But they've all been framed. They've done a brilliant job. It really is a nice prize. I mean, almost too good to give away. A little bit annoying.
Is it
'cause
too
it's
late
the
to take
original.
that back?
Well, I was thinking we could sneak in a copy.
Yeah.
Just a very bad photocopy, so it goes grey and
Yeah.
No, they're all originals. So get texting.
Right.
Right.
I still have that other girl in my head by Elvis Costello and Burt Bacharach on this final XFM show. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Well, we've nearly got to wrap it up. I think we've got to do the Rockbusters winner and give someone those lovely prizes. Monkey News. Then we're out of here. We'll maybe come back. Maybe do some Christmas specials.
I don't want to make any promises.
Right then, first one. First one was Richard's kid. He cuts hair for a living.
Yeah, what's that?
That was well, try and work it out. you know.
There's no point.
Dick's son, yeah, he was a barber. Barbara Dixon, right?
Doesn't work.
Dixon, well, again...
Barbara Dixon.
Right,
Her name wasn't Barbara Dixon, was it?
So, that's that one.
Did Ronnie Corbett ever say, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Barbara Dixon?
Second
No,
one.
he never did, did he? He never did.
I have a problem saying the French word for well. What's the French word for well?
Bon, innit? That's good. What?
No, that's good then.
Bell? Well, no, what?
Isn't it bien?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I have a problem saying it, so I can't say it. I can't say bien. I can't say bien. Can't say Kasabian. Right? So, they managed to work that one out.
That's
say,
one of your worst, that.
Can't say bien. Can't say bien.
Can't say bien, it doesn't.
No. And the last
Doesn't
one.
work.
That's terrible.
8 kebabs, 2 kebabs, plus 57 kebabs, times 27 kebabs. This fella is struggling working it out. What's the answer there? DS. Right? A Donna sum. Right? So he's struggling working it out. It's a Donna sum. Right? So they got that right as well, so.
What was the answer?
Donna Summer.
R.E.M. Night Swimming. Beautiful song. Brilliant band. I've got to introduce them, and I'm actually nervous.
Yeah.
I never get nervous.
You never get nervous, do
I
you?
never get nervous, and I get a little adrenaline rush.
It just takes, 80% of the world's population to be watching you, and then you get a little bit jittery.
And I didn't know what to wear.
No, this is interesting actually. I don't know. No. I for a moment there, I was thinking maybe Ricky's got to pop home first before he goes down to bring on the band. But if you are watching it, or if you're there, obviously not there. If you were there, you wouldn't be listening to this. But if you're watching it on TV, do check Ricky out, because how do you describe that particular look? Ricky's wearing sweatpants. I assume they're sweatpants. They're not pajama bottoms, are they?
They're sweatpants. They're sort of.
And
yeah.
you've got just a white t-shirt, cheap and plain white t-shirt.
Yeah.
And basically Ricky is wearing, it's like, he's made so little effort. The only way he could have made less effort was if he wasn't wearing any clothes. And he was just wearing his underpants that he slept in. But he's actually bothered to put on a t-shirt and a pair of sweatpants and some trainers.
Yeah, well.
Jonathan Ross is going to probably be wearing a suit, one of his, expensive suits, or whatever, and...
Yeah, but he won't be as comfortable as me.
Well, true. Did it not occur to you for a moment to maybe make slightly more of an effort? Perhaps put on a jacket?
That jacket looks silly with tracksuit bottoms.
Well, again, you could have changed the tracksuit bottoms. I mean, they're a mainstay of the outfit, are they? It's like, they're not changing for anything.
Yeah. I've got very little things that I haven't got a drawstring or elasticated waistband.
No, sure.
I don't want to be bothering with buttons and zips and hooks.
There's going to come a point, isn't there, where you're just going to wear, I don't know, smocks.
Baby grow.
Baby grow,
Baby grow with a flap. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Those little mittens.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then an oven glove, so I can just get stuff out of the oven, eat it, let it drop everywhere.
Yeah.
Right, and then just get out of the baby grow, put a new one on, a clean one on.
All those kind of red flannel things with the which cowboys wear.
Yeah.
The kind of buttoned up.
Yeah,
bit
like old cowboys.
Yeah.
Grandpa, he comes out with the shotgun.
Exactly.
And he's
Exactly.
yeah, the long johns. Well, how's it going with Rockbusters? Anyone got the answers?
Actually, one guy is, he texted in, James in Deptford, he's, offered some answers, and he says here, the guy that hated us, famously, of course, we should have remembered, Dickie Anderson.
Dickie Anderson?
Richard Anderson, of course.
Oh.
I don't know if Dickie's still listening. If he is, obviously email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk and, tell us what you've been doing, how you've been keeping busy and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice to hear from him.
Chris Campling hasn't called, has he, either?
Yeah,
The one that thinks that not only is this whole show scripted, imagine that, right, but that Carl is a character created by us.
Yeah.
He's actually an actor.
Oh, I finally
Look at that, a shaved monkey we got.
I'll tell you, you're going to go along later to the Live 8 gig and you're probably going to see some bands that are going to make an effort to entertain you, but, if you want entertainment, Rick, you know it.
Go on.
There's only one person to book.
Go on.
Me. If you have perhaps something to do, because I'm obviously a top DJ on the radio, but where I really come into my own is DJing in any kind of club environment.
Well, you told me you were DJing, I didn't go to it, DJing at a party, and you said the place was rocking.
The place was roaring.
And I loved it. Carl just said he was there and they weren't.
Well, that's nonsense, Carl, because you know very well that when I'd put on a tune, they'd cheer.
Yeah, but it was late on in the night. They would have done that, whatever you put on.
That's nonsense.
No, they were happy and everything. I'm not saying they weren't having a good time. It was your party. It was alright, but they weren't going mental like you're sort of making up.
They were definitely going mental. When I put on the Proclaimers, they could not believe their luck. They would have walked 1,000 miles.
Was it good though? Were they really, what were they doing? They were dancing, were they?
Dancing and that, but they weren't sort of cheering, going, you know, more and all that at the end.
What's about?
Oh,
Take
wow.
On Me came on, big cheer went up.
Oh, I don't know who to believe.
I've been there, done it, Steve. I've been the DJ as well.
Oh, it might be jealousy. It
I
might
think
be
there's
like
professional jealousy there.
yeah.
I think it's because my fortunes are on the up, and his are on the down. You know, we all know famously that he had
Pilkington's
Pilkington's
making music,
his
didn't
DJ
happen.
outfit.
Didn't happen.
I did enough. I just wanted to do enough to pay for the equipment. And I did. And that was that. But I don't like crowds, do I?
But you're safe, aren't you? You're behind the little thing with the flashing lights.
But there's still a lot of people and that. Forced fun. Don't like that.
Forced
It's
fun.
not forceful, they haven't got to dance if they don't want to dance.
Yeah. Don't like it.
What do you mean your fortunes are on the up anyway, DJing? Where were
Well,
you?
I'll tell you, I was hired, well, I say hired, I did it as a favour to a friend, his wedding the other week. And I got there, I was thinking, yeah. Because everyone had their little role to play, and then people were doing a good job.
I love you taking it seriously.
And I
going to a
spent
wedding.
ages putting together some CDs, special selection CDs.
love that!
Because what I did is I burned them on iTunes.
Did you turn up with your own headphones round your neck?
Own headphones, wearing a suit but headphones.
Metal case.
Didn't need it, just had them all in one small box.
Brilliant.
Boom. I thought this is good stuff. I got some classics here.
Give me an example. Give me an example of like the first hour, the warm-up hour.
Rick, I'm coming straight in with Frankie Valli. Oh, what a night!
Brilliant track.
I mean, when those beats start at the beginning, who's not getting on the dance floor? Wait a minute, what's this following up?
Go on.
It's the Jacksons.
Well, I Want You Back.
I Want You Back.
Brilliant. It sounds good at the moment, Carl.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna roar this back because you know they laid on a good spread. The ceremony was nice, food was nice. I'm thinking this is going to be the piece de resistance.
Yeah.
Alarm bell started ringing.
Why?
When I realised there was a marquee outside. Of course, it's a balmy summer evening. I'm stuck inside on the dance floor, so I'm thinking I'm going to be struggling here to get them in. even with flavours like this, I thought I'd struggle, Rick. So I'm sat there in my suit. I'm sat behind this little DJ console. I got through all the big numbers. There's one or two people making some token effort, but frankly, most people are outside everywhere at the time. I was livid. Of course, they couldn't hear it out there. So I was playing to an empty room, really, and I was furious. I was absolutely furious. Because, I mean, what is, you know, you're wasting my time. You're wasting now, I could have just stuck the CD on and
They're
gone out,
wasting
couldn't I?
Frankie Valli's.
Frankie Valli's
They're
time.
wasting the Jackson 5's
They're
time.
wasting, you know, D-Light's time.
Yeah, yeah.
And, so I'm sat there, and there's not, yeah, there's a couple of people making a cursory effort, mainly when they come to get a drink from the bar, they might have a little quick, you know, couple of two.
You shout, we don't want your
Not
lot.
interested.
All of you or no
All
one.
of you or no one at all.
Strokes last night on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais Show.
With Steve Merchant.
Definitely.
Ahoy.
And little Karl Pilkington.
Little
over there.
KP, the K-Man.
Steve,
Yes.
don't worry anymore.
Okay.
I've procured some great gifts to give away. I was tired
Really?
of seeing all these other people getting gifts and that, and it was
Yep.
all going to that O'Doddle and O'Diddley.
Diddley O'Diddley, yeah.
And Anderson and Sturgis, or at least she steals them herself.
Well, at least she steals herself to sell them to feed the habit, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't mind that, because it's
No.
industrious.
Exactly. But I have got Feeder, Echo Park, I've got the Essential Bob Dylan. Now that is a good giveaway.
a great giveaway.
And Reloaded 3.
Where did you buy these yourself?
No, little Carl found them.
I have to say, Carl, you've done an absolute dynamite job here, mate. This is great prizes.
And I thought we could play that trivia quiz where we're the challenge. If they get
Right.
someone to catch us out, maybe, or someone a question. Like
You
they-
confused me slightly. Explain again.
Well, we could play a little trivia quiz, couldn't we?
Right.
And then we could sell the fish.
Use
out
the
the
words that you need to
man.
complete the sentence,
And
Rick.
then, we could do this. This
What's the quiz?
I don't know.
You've not thought this through.
Coldplay in Yellow.
You've got to keep talking, Rick. We're on the radio.
I got bored.
Did you?
XFM 104.9.
Yeah, with Steve Merchant.
What I was saying was,
Yes.
we could have a little trivia quiz, right? This is how it works. Their phone in, yeah, right, and they'll pitch a question to us two, right? We won't know it. They'll tell Carl, and Carl write down the answer, yeah, or on his email, right? And then it might be something like, who was the first woman MP? And write down the answer, and they go, okay, Steve, Ricky, who was the first woman MP? We'll write it down. You know, I mean, you'll write down something like the Queen,
Yeah.
and I'll write down Britney Spears,
Yeah.
and they go, well, Ricky says Britney Spears, and the answer is, did you see?
Yes.
And then whoever's,
So could they phone in, or can they email as well?
they can email as well, Steve.
Right. Okay, so let me just try and clarify this, because I didn't really follow that, and I
No.
know what the competition is.
Right.
People listening, phone in or email in with a question, a trivia
Yeah.
question. It could be about anything.
I don't
right?
do game shows.
But
like, it's
one,
not- I
but
don't-
one which we may be able to get, right? They phone in with that, or they email it in. But only Carl knows the answer. He asks us here in the studio the question. Ricky and I write it down independently. We hand it to Carl. We see who's got the right answer.
It's like 15 to 1, but 2 to 1.
And the great thing is that the best question that we'll vote on at the very end of the show can win these 3 CDs. We've got Feeder, Echo Park, The Essential Bob Dylan. That's a 2 CD set, Rick.
Maybe keep the questions highbrow to show our intellect, not things like pop and trivia and
Good idea.
And,
And
telly
we've also
and
got this big
things.
compilation, Reloaded 3. That's also a 2 CD compilation.
We'll start phoning and emailing now.
Phoning,
like mental.
emailing
go
with your
berserk.
trivia
Absolutely
questions.
go berserk.
For Gervais.
I'm
and
best at
Merchant.
sance.
Well, don't start
Well, don't
giving
say
hints. That's
that.
not
That's
fair,
just
because I'll
not
say
fair
I'm best
because-
at films if they want me
Yeah,
to
but I've
win.
already said don't do trivia and entertainment and that.
Well, they should
Well,
do.
don't-
They should do
no.
trivia and entertainment. Music and films is what they should do.
No, they shouldn't.
Or
That's
old
stupid.
TV.
That's the cliche of XFM listeners, and I know they're more intelligent than that.
They're not. They're not, Rick.
They're-
They're stupid people. They're stupid people, and they only know about a few things.
Garbage, Cherry Lips on XFM 104.9. Well, either they really want those CDs or they want to embarrass us. Because the phone lines are going mad. And
They are
Carl's
going mad. In
taking-
fact, we didn't even give out the phone number or the email, Rick. Shall I just give it out now?
Well, obviously don't need to.
Well, I ought to anyway, for those
on
that
then.
didn't hear it but didn't know it already.
Of it.
08700 08700 800 1234. Sorry, that's not 08700 08700, because I started again because I sort of fluffed slightly.
Yeah, go on.
08700 800 1234.
And when he says he fluffed, like that's not how he got into television.
Exactly. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk if you want to email the question, and only Carl can see the screen, so there's no cheating.
Probably people don't know what fluffing is, do they?
No, I don't think so, Rick. Carl, have you had a question?
What, already? Are we doing it now?
Should we do it
on,
now?
might as well.
I think we should just drip them in throughout the
yeah,
course of the show.
Yeah, you could one dripping them in. Go on. Ask us a
Right.
question.
I thought this was a good one. It's from Clive.
Go on in.
Clive, we've got a listener called Clive. Wow.
That's all right.
Who was the first James Bond?
Oh, it's
Right.
this film one. I didn't know
No,
that.
but wait a minute, wait a minute.
I know this ambiguity because we've talked about
We've
it.
talked about this ambiguity before. You see, he might be deliberately embarrassing us because the old myth is that someone played it on radio
Yeah,
that we all know and love.
Yeah.
Now, he should have specified, did he mean the film James Bond, the first
well,
film
the thing
James
is,
Bond?
can I just say, we won't count this one because the definitive one, I've talked to Glyn about it as well, it's Dr. No was the first one of the team that we know
Sean
and
Connery.
love.
So Sean Connery's the first screen James Bond.
So we agree on that even if we're both wrong. What did he say it is?
I bet he said it was Bob Holness who played him on radio in like the 1950s.
He didn't say the radio bit, but he said Bob Holness.
From Blockbusters.
Yeah.
And I was drawing a little Blockbuster thing.
That's
Yeah,
really
that-
spooky.
That's weird, isn't it?
But the thing about that is I'm worried if it might be a myth. It may be
Well,
a
no,
myth.
I don't think it is. It's that we can't.
One
count
point to
that.
me then.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, you did. Did you
definitely
know
not.
it? Did you know it? Did
Yeah,
you
we
honest-
talked about
No rubbish. Yeah, but well, if we talked about it, did I say it to you?
No, we agreed that it was Sean Connery because it just like we didn't count Casino Royale because you said it wasn't by the same team. And it
Yeah,
was
but
just
that wouldn't have been the first James Bond anyway, because that came later in the series. No, Rick.
No,
no.
there's no
Don't play
way.
the
There's
music.
no way.
That's clearly a point. You didn't know it was Bob Holness. He meant it was Bob Holness. I knew the answer. 1-0.
Well, fun-loving criminals, Scooby snacks. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we both agreed once in a pub that the right answer is Sean
Yeah,
Connery.
but wait a minute.
and we
Wait a minute,
both
Rick.
knew
The
that.
point's not that. The man phoned in with a question, and the answer the man was after was Bob Holness.
Oh, okay.
And that's the answer
I'll tell
I
you
gave.
what, the answer I was after was me.
But that's
I wanted-
nonsense,
I
Rick.
wanted
He's
me
the
to que-
question master, the man who phoned in. That's ludicrous. You to face the facts.
You can't say what number am I thinking of. You've
That's-
got. You've
what
got
are you talking about?
It's got to be the real answer.
No, but I knew the answer he was after.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes, because that's, even if he's got it wrong, it's such common parlance now that Bob Holness was the first James Bond that I knew the answer. Face the facts.
Right, give us another question, Carl.
Jeez.
Give us another question.
God, he's a bad loser, isn't he?
I had a good one here, but
You've forgotten it?
Or
I sort of scribbled it down.
this is brilliant, isn't it?
Hang on a minute.
We can edit this out, can't we? It's not live, is it? This?
It's only a piler.
It's gonna. This is gonna look great when it comes out. Go on.
Which food?
Yeah.
Carl, you know making up the question.
No, it's just that I sort of took down the important bits.
But this is amazing. This is amazing radio. Go on.
Which food kind of doesn't make you fat?
Jeez.
What kind of a question is that?
Oh, this is.
No, it is proper.
I love. Imagine this on the weakest link. What kind of food doesn't sort of make you? I mean, it doesn't make you fat.
This is ludicrous.
Okay, do you want
Basically, no sort of calories in it.
me to? Celery.
Water.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Do you mean a vegetable?
No,
do you mean
you're right. Apparently,
it uses up more
use
calories to
eating
bite it than.
Yeah, but wait a minute, Rick.
One all.
No, it's not 1-all because
Of course
you're
it
supposed to
is.
write it down.
You didn't know.
But you didn't. What do you mean I didn't know? You're supposed to write it down. That's the whole point. We're writing things
You
down.
said water. You said water.
Well, that's because I thought we weren't taking the question seriously because he didn't know what he's talking about.
1-all.
We got to set the rules. This is loose.
Bit too much like Portishead for my liking.
Was it?
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it.
Beat a band. Well, that's because Portishead are from your neck of the woods, isn't it? Was it? Well, Portishead, I think you'll find.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed myself.
Right, another question, quick. Is this question a real question with a definitive answer? Or is it like, what is my most comfortable chair?
I don't know why people aren't going to maybe like Trivia Pursuit or something, just getting a question off that and then...
Because they're a little bit more discerning than that, Steve.
Have you heard the questions? They don't know what they're talking about. This is stuff they've overheard in pubs.
Go on, ask it, Carl. I look at the Carl takes down and goes, what's that?
I know.
What am I meant to write? Go on then, ask this one.
Right. What sort? No. The Pope.
Yeah.
What semi-precious...
Sorry, Mrs. Robinson, we're going to have to let you go.
Yeah.
Go on.
You are the weakest link, Carl. Goodbye.
Yeah, go on.
The Pope.
Yeah, the Pope. Yeah, we've got the Pope. Yeah, that's not strictly a question.
He wears a...
He wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold-blimey trousers.
Does he
Yeah.
live in a council flat?
Yeah, he lives in a council flat.
He wears
but-
a semi-precious stone. What's the stone?
The Pope wears a semi-precious stone. What is the stone?
You mean, what is it called?
Yeah.
What is it called?
What, has it got like a kind of
Well,
papal
I
name?
think it's like, you know, is it a
Is it-
18-carat one?
So we got to try and get
Right.
the carrot
Yeah.
of the Pope's
He
big
calls
diamond.
it Dennis. He calls it Dennis the Stone. Do they want the type of gem it is, like
Or is there
diamond,
some kind of
jade,
papal name for
ruby,
it?
or do they want it like the Rosetta Stone, or
I don't know.
the I can't play a record. Play 2 records.
My only thought is that John Lewis and Waitrose, I mean, it's not very rock and roll, it's not very XFM, is it?
No,
I mean,
whereas-
a tattoo parlour,
Yeah,
maybe, you know, in a
or
bike shop.
piercing. I might get my face pierced, just a big
Exactly.
bolt through my head.
But I mean,
Yeah.
they're a little bit, aren't they a little bit like The Man? Aren't they a little bit mainstream? Rick?
Yeah.
Eh?
What would
I thought
Billy
we were
say
rock and
about
roll.
this? Oh, play a record and don't make it a square record. Something on an indie label or something. Or something that hasn't been even recorded.
Yeah, that can't even become available ever.
Yeah, I don't know what instruments they're playing.
Oh, not the guitar.
Some 41. In Too Deep. All right, Steve?
Mhm.
It's been a long time,
Eh?
hasn't it?
What has?
Like that seemed a long time, all that music we
Yes,
played.
no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's annoying actually that Carl never went to the email because the questions have been sent in there.
Are they good?
Questions, and they've all been sort of neatly spat out with the correct answer. For instance, I might have asked you this if I was the quizmaster,
Go on.
Rick. How many noses do slugs have?
Oh, I think
is an
it's, I think
interesting
it's
thing.
4.
It is 4.
Yeah.
Point to you there. Let me just see if I can find another one. Who, according to the current issue of Viz, is a cycloptic pop temptress?
Oh, don't know. Is it a pun on her having one eye and being sounding like?
Cycloptic is the clue. There's
Yeah.
only one pop temptress.
Oh, it's Gabrielle.
Of course.
Yeah.
2 points.
Mine are better. He didn't get them. These are rubbish.
Have you ever watched a quiz show?
Because I can understand the question. They're rubbish, I suppose, aren't they? That gives me a chance to know what the answer is required. Go on.
Let me see if I can find another one for you. No, you're never gonna get that one. That's too hard.
Oh no, that just
That just teases you more,
Yeah.
doesn't it? What's the name of? No, that's boring. That one. Sorry,
there you
it's
go.
beginning to fall apart again now. Here we are. What's the proper name for Big Ben?
Is it St Stephen's Tower?
You know, it absolutely is. That's 3 out of 3. That's fantastic.
Yeah, because the bell named after something like Benjamin so and so works in it. It's Stephen's Tower, and that's the big bell.
It's actually, in a weird way, I didn't know any of those. So it's actually quite good that we did kind of balls it up with Carl, because otherwise there'd have been egg on my face.
Yeah, but I still won. I just won less.
Oh, did you? Yeah, you did win.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten. I already wiped that out of my memory.
Yeah, but hey, Steve, it's not me that's the real winner. It's Neil who asked that question
About pubs.
and
was
he's
the
got
3
those 3 CDs. Just tell him what they are again. Just
Feeder, Echo Park, a compilation called Reloaded 3, lots of great stuff on there, and the Essential Bob Dylan 2 CD.
Have you
set.
called him and told him?
No, not yet.
This is such a shambles, isn't it? Because what if he goes out or something?
Actually, if he's listening, can he give us a call?
That is so lazy.
Can't we call him like Tarrant would?
I would have
That's
had his
surprising.
number.
You've not got his number?
I forgot.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
I said get the numbers, Carl!
I wanted to go for the Pope one.
Carl, do you actually work here in the week? Or like, did you just, you know, like in a film when they knock someone on the head, put on the spacesuit and go to the moon?
Is it like Secret of My Success and Michael J. Fox? You actually work in the post room, but Saturdays there's no one around that recognises you.
So you pretend that you're a producer?
Yeah.
Because you don't seem to know any of the rules.
Because I reckon that name's made up.
When did I say a producer? When did I say I was?
Karl Pilkington is a name that you'd come up with on the spot.
No, he doesn't work. No, he's not a producer. He says he works in sound.
He works
That's what
in
he says.
sound.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Work with this. This is my song for the lovers. It's a beautiful track. I've played it before. I'll play it again. It's one of my favourite tracks of all time. It's Bob Dylan. If You See Her, Say Hello. Here's a little bit of trivia for her. This is the last song I ever played on the old XFM before they came in and said, "Okay, you can go now."
That's incredible.
Isn't it?
Bringing tears to my eyes.
Lovely.